Well, in the heated race for governor, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke was also in Uvalde today speaking with voters. It's one of the many stops he's made on his crisscross tour of Texas. We also caught up with him in Houston during his campaign push. And the question is the third time the charm, or is it 3 strikes and you're out? Beto O'Rourke has run for 3 elected positions in 4 years: U.S. Senate, President, and now governor. Tonight, he sits down with me one-on-one to talk Uvalde, the border, and one question that clearly caught him off guard.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that whether you vote for me or not, I am for you.
Beto O'Rourke, our next governor of Texas.
In a Houston venue built for everything from live bands to lucha libre,
how are we doing?
Beto O'Rourke is making his closing arguments.
You all ready to win this election?
You guys ready? You ready, Sal? Just minutes before he takes center stage.
It's coming through okay?
A chance to catch up with a candidate that seems to be in constant campaign mode.
Everywhere. There's no county too small, too rural, too Republican for me to show up.
Governor Greg Abbott started this race with $50 million more in campaign cash. It's a deficit the O'Rourke campaign and their reported 95,000 volunteers has since erased.
A big driver for turnout and for the excitement and enthusiasm of voters out there in Texas has to do with Greg Abbott signing the most extreme abortion bill in America.
It is you and me. It's all of us together here in Texas.
How do you differ with the president when it comes to immigration?
We have failure in this country, and certainly here in Texas when it comes to immigration.
One of his ideas is to have a Texas-based guest worker program designed to help migrants and companies who need workers. What you'll also find at a lot of his campaign stops, families who lost loved ones in Uvalde.
And I know from watching them and seeing the look on their face how painful this is to talk about this experience, to talk about what they have lost, to talk about their children, and yet they're willing to do it to make sure that this doesn't happen again in Texas.
The O'Rourke-Abbott campaign is receiving national attention. Their one and only debate was trending on Twitter. O'Rourke has received endorsements from people like Casey Musgraves, Harry Styles, and tonight, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Because Beto's a better man than me, and he has been to every county in Texas. He's going to shake hands.
We just got to make the most of it, and we got to win.
Biggest misconception about Beto O'Rourke?
You know, I wouldn't even know what it is, and I'm loath to raise it for fear of reinforcing it. But at a time of extremism in American politics, we have a governor right now who's at the extreme fringe of his party, and I don't think that's reflective of Texas. What we want is to return to the center.
Now, we asked both candidates to sit down with us and do one-on-one interviews. Only Beto O'Rourke took us up on that request. Now, that doesn't mean we won't hear from the governor. As a matter of fact, tomorrow he is in Bexar County, and we'll hear from Governor Greg Abbott tomorrow night on the Night Beat. By the way, if you want to see the entire interview with Beto O'Rourke unedited, it's the latest installment of Spriester Sessions right now on KSAT.com.